Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Iowa Live, where we continue to educate you about things that are happening during the pandemic. And one of those we might not always think about is not having a home during this time. So that's why we're so excited to check in with Jim Kane. He's Executive Director of Family Promise of Greater Des Moines, because that's what your organization is all about, Jim, is you help families kind of get back on their feet when they're caught in a world of homelessness. But how is that looking during a world of a pandemic?
Well, it's really changed, Jackie. As you know, we normally shelter through a rotation of churches where each church hosts our families for 1 week about every quarter. And to be able to allow the volunteers and the guests to social distance, we've had to bring our program into our day center, which is located at Westminster Presbyterian Church.
And you sent me some photos that we want to share with our viewers this morning of basically empty rooms, because normally these are rooms that you would have available so that families could be taken care of. And right now, because of the current situation we're in, those rooms are sitting empty.
Wow. Yeah, and so the rooms are of our day center where the families are at during the day. And typically, the main room would be full of people. The toy room would be full of kids. There's a room for each family to store their belongings. Those would be filled with their belongings. But as you said, now they're just all empty.
So what are the people doing? Because, with the pandemic going on right now, where are these people spending time then?
So Westminster, as most churches have done, have closed down, and so they graciously are allowing us to use a wing of their third floor. So each family has their own room there. Their classrooms, basically. They're using air beds for beds. Unless they're out working, looking for work, looking for housing, just like the three of us, that's their home and that's where they stay during the day.
Well, before we get to how others can still think of Family Promise and continue to give to Family Promise so you can keep doing the great work that you are doing, you have some wonderful information for our viewers this morning. As many people have heard from our governor during her daily meetings, that the end of the eviction moratorium is in place. So this could possibly cause others to go into homelessness. So give us some eviction education, if you will, this morning to help people that are watching.
Well, oftentimes people, they read their lease and then they file it away and forget where it's at. And they don't know their rights. And for example, a landlord must give someone a 3-day notice. It has to be posted in a certain way. It has to be have certain wording in it. It has to give people the opportunity to cure the problem. In this instance, to pay their rent within 3 days. Even if they're not able to do that, they're not evicted at the end of the 3 days. There's a process where the landlord has to file for the eviction in court, and then a judge or mediator has to rule on the charge before someone could be evicted. So given that face-to-face court isn't scheduled to happen until mid-June, it could be the end of June, the middle of July, before an eviction works its way through the court system. It's only a judge that can lawfully evict someone from their apartment, not the landlord.
So even though this moratorium has expired already, if you did receive one of these and you were unable to pay your rent in that 3-day window, really not until a judge says you need to leave is what the case is, Jackie.
And that's great information. I don't think most people know, and that's why we wanted to talk to you this morning. And of course, the governor said there would be some aid from the state, but we also want to let people know that there is some other guidance out there. Besides Family Promise, I know you guys are always great about offering any advice and help that you can, but talk about organizations like Iowa Legal Aid and the information that they can provide at this time.
Yeah, so both Iowa Legal Aid and Home Inc., They both are experienced in tenant landlord law. If someone has questions, they can call either of those organizations. Iowa Legal Aid, their web address is www.iowalegalAid.org. They have a whole page dedicated to tenant landlord foreclosure and COVID-19. One thing that people don't know is that the federal government issued a moratorium on evictions related to properties that have a federal connection, and that doesn't expire until July. And so if somebody's in Section 8, public housing, if their housing was built with a low-income housing tax credit, if it's some otherwise subsidized by the federal government or the mortgage is insured by the federal government, there's still an existing moratorium that runs through July. And both of those organizations could help folks find out, possibly information on whether their property falls within that moratorium.
Wow. So if something does come down, there is some still hope that you can stay where you are, at least for the time being.
Well, it's just great information that
Great
I
info.
think we needed to get out to people.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can prevent others from becoming homeless during these times that are still so trying. But let's get back to Family Promise of Greater Des Moines, because you are continuing to still do such great work for those out that need the assistance at this time. How can we help you? Because we don't want to forget about the great work. We know some of the fundraisers that would normally be happening around this time have had to be postponed or canceled. How can we continue to lift you up so that you can help our families in need around the metro?
Well, we were scheduled to have our summer celebration and silent auction next Friday. Jackie, you were going to MC it for us, and we've had to cancel that. And so that's a loss of income for us. And so the best way that people could help us is to go to our website and to hit the donation button, which is www.familypromisedm.org. Right now, what we're in most need of is financial assistance.
Well,
Okay.
well, hopefully people can reach deep and help out a great organization keeping people with roofs over their head.
Well, thank you for everything that you continue to do, even during this trying time of a pandemic where things have had to really change of how you are able to assist others. But hopefully everyone can get to that website again, familypromisedm.org. Jim, great to see you today. Thank you for that wonderful information you were able to provide.
Thank you both.
Thank you. We'll be right back. This is Iowa Live.